Hello, friends. Welcome to the LeggLife podcast. My name is Adam.
My name is Sherry.
Sherry Beth, what episode is this?
57.
Okay, so we need to talk about this. We had a mix up. We had a mix up last week.
Yeah.
On the podcast, we said, "Hey, it's episode 55, halfway to 110."
It was lies.
Yep, all lie. We sit on a throne of lies.
Throne of lies.
Because last week was actually
56.
It was 56. This is
We also can't count.
apparently not. This is actually 57. This is 57 for realsies. Okay?
Right.
This is for realsies this time.
Right. So I think several times in that podcast we talked about it being 55.
Oh,
and
for
it
sure we
was
did.
absolutely not 55. It was 56.
So if it confused some of you, I'm so sorry. Most of you probably were like, I don't even know. I don't listen to your podcast. So
You have a podcast?
yeah, wait, you have a podcast? I don't know. So here's what we're talking about today. Super deep topic.
Yep.
We're going to get really deep and really personal on
Real
this
deep,
one.
real quick.
What are we talking about?
Household chores.
Okay, now listen. We are notoriously bad for doing laundry and
We
other
don't
things.
adult so well.
I disagree. I think there are things that we do really well. I think there are things that we do moderately well. And I think there are things that we're like, I won't ever do that in my life. And so we're going to talk about those things on this podcast. We're going to talk household chores, the things that we hate doing, the things we actually don't mind doing.
Yeah.
And just tell you where we're at when it comes to chores, who does what,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right?
All right.
Okay, Sherry, let's start with... Should we start with the things we like to do or we don't like to do?
I don't like cleaning at all.
Okay. We apparently should have talked about this before we recorded. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.
100% of the household chores that I do because I don't want to live in squalor.
Okay.
And I don't like cleaning. I feel like I'm good at it, but I also feel like especially when I'm just like, oh, this needs to be cleaned. I either do it like so quick that it's basically not done at all, or I spend like 17 hours on it.
Okay, so let's start there then. Let's talk about what we currently do. Our normal cleaning routine.
Yeah.
So we tend to be... We're pretty good at keeping things picked up. Mm-hmm. We're pretty terrible at having like a deep clean routine or process.
Right. Yeah. So we are pretty decent about keeping our house like mostly picked up, so it's not just like a disaster all the time.
Yep.
Mostly because it kind of stresses us both out if we're just like in a messy room.
Because we can't relax or rest in clutter.
Right.
Neither of us. We're the same that way.
Right, which is nice. And so we are pretty good about keeping it mostly picked up. But when it comes to like the actual cleaning, the dusting, the vacuuming, like the actual cleaner fluids being used, very rare.
And I feel like one of the things that you and I tend to be good at is, because one of the reasons we keep our house clean is, yes, we relax in it better, but also like if a friend comes by your house, you don't want them to be concerned for your well-being, right? And
We want them to take Missy away because...
Exactly. And so a lot of times we will surface level, like at first glance, it's like, oh, the house is clean, it's organized. But if you were like open a closet door, you could die.
Well, or if you just like run your finger along like our TV stand.
Oh, please don't ever
There's
do
like
that.
There's like 6 inches of dust.
It's horrible. Okay,
It's really...
exaggeration, by the way.
That's an exaggeration. There is always like a layer of dust on everything because we don't dust very often.
So,
yeah. So I make the bed every morning. Usually you climb right back in bed.
this is so funny because Sherry and I have like, again, my schedule and work Sherry's schedule are very different.
Yeah. So
And
I'm like, oh, he's out of bed. I'm going to make the bed literally every morning. And I have yet to learn, but it's fine.
I crawl back in bed. And I think it drives Sherry crazy. And so yep, you make the bed, which is great. We tend to, not with any regularity, things like dusting and vacuuming. We don't have like every Thursday we do this, or every Saturday we do this.
No. And so we used to. So I used to.
Uh-huh.
I used to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I had Tuesdays and Thursdays off. And we had a small group that met at our house on Tuesday nights. And so Tuesday during the day, every week, I would clean the house, top to bottom.
Yep.
And that worked really well. And then I started working 5 days a week. And we still had the thing on Tuesdays, and so it was like, okay, well, now we need to clean it Saturday or Sunday because I don't have time to clean all day on Tuesday. And then it was like, maybe we won't clean. That's kind of where we landed.
It's kind of where we landed. So we normally do, there's some things that I do, like I think I talked about this in a recent vlog. For whatever reason, keeping the stove clean is like matters to me.
Yeah.
And so I try to keep the stove cleaned. We try to keep the counters picked up. We try to keep the bathrooms
wiped down.
Yes.
We rarely really like clean our bathrooms, which I know is disgusting, but we do a good job of keeping it wiped down.
If you were to walk in the bathroom, you'd be like, okay, yeah, this is a clean bathroom.
It's cleanish.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
it's lived in. It's not disgusting.
Yeah, but as far as how often do we, the scrubbing bubbles, the shower, and do all that kind of stuff?
Oh, so rarely.
Yeah, so rarely. I will say I would like for us to get to the place where there was some kind of a routine.
I agree. I absolutely agree. We have tried like the charts, and we've tried like on Saturdays we're going to do this and this and this. On Sundays we're going to do this and this and this. And like I had it all figured out at one point. We have like 7 main areas at our house. And it's like, that's one a day. If we just do one a day, then it just never happens.
It doesn't ever happen. And I think that one of the things that that kind of shoots us in the foot is that when life gets busy and piles start to build or clutter starts to happen, or like, I don't know, the dust is growing by the inch, we tend to let things get so out of hand that it almost feels overwhelming to then tackle the project.
Well, and then it's a project. It's not just like a cleaning.
Completely.
It's a project. So yeah, I don't know what our solution is. So for a while we did actually have a wonderful woman named Tanya who came in and cleaned our house for us every other week. Is that right?
Yeah, we hired her for every other week.
And that was for quite some time. And we would just basically have to keep our house picked up, and she would do all of the cleaning for us.
Tanya was the most amazing woman. We met her. Some friends used her. She was the nicest. She was an amazing single mom. Mm-hmm. And basically what it was is that, this goes back to what I said earlier, Sherry and I are good at keeping things picked up. We're not good at deep cleaning.
Right.
And so our job was to keep things picked up. And then Tanya would come in. We'd pay her for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. It was $20 an hour. So it was $60 every other week. Like $120 a month was so worth it.
It was so worth it because then our house was clean all the time.
And it was just that much more time. Because what she did in 3 hours, even though there's 2 of us, would have taken us so much longer.
Right.
And she did so many other things. Like, we would come home at times. I remember one time we came home and she had baked like banana bread.
She was like, I had some extra bananas. We had bananas. And she's like, I noticed they were kind of going bad, so I just made some banana bread for you guys.
Like, Tanya was amazing. But here's the problem, is that when Tanya moved out of state, Sherry and I had gotten into this routine of, we just pick up and we don't deep clean. We don't just pick up and we don't deep clean.
We don't clean at all.
That's right. And then what happened was that Tanya's gone now for a month. And we're like, wait, why is nothing cleaned? Oh, yeah, Tanya's gone.
Oh, we need to clean ourselves. And there was probably like a 3-month period where, like, for real, I was like, I don't remember how to clean my house. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't, how do I do this? Which was not a great place to be because our house got really gross. And so we haven't gotten back to that. Like, we do a good job of keeping things picked up and wiped down. And
I fully understand that this is a first world problem. Like, I want to state that real quick. It's like, oh, you had a housekeeper, boo-hoo. But the reality is like, that for us, that was the best money. I would spend that money today.
Yes.
Because that was at a time in our marriage when we were actually working different schedules, and the only day we had off together was Saturday. Mm-hmm. The problem is that Saturday ended up being like house cleaning day, because it was like
the house cleaning and the grocery shopping and all of the things that we had to do.
All of the things we had to do, because we only had one day. And by hiring Tanya, that $120 a month basically gave us an entire Saturday that we could just have as like our day.
Yeah.
To like do things that we wanted and that we liked.
It wasn't just the chore day.
Totally. And it's like that was the best money we've ever spent. Again, I'd spend it like today if we could find another Tanya.
Yep.
But we've never been good at that. And some of the things, let's talk about the chores that we're the worst at.
Yeah.
Like the things that we're just notoriously bad at.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We kind of made like a small list of basic ideas. I think like wiping down our kitchen cabinets.
Oh.
we're really bad at until we like spill an entire pot of soup or something. Like until there's like something catastrophic that happens, it just doesn't get clean.
The lower cabinets
especially.
Every now and then I'll like look down because also I'm a tall guy and so I see the uppers. I don't always see the lowers. Every now and then I'll look down and be like, whoa. And
Ew.
In fact, just the other day I took a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and wiped down the cabinet that is like to the left of the dishwasher.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because it gets gross. It gets splashed on
gets
like
so
every time
gross.
you like load the dishwasher.
But that's the thing is that we don't routinely do it until something happens that causes us to need it to be done.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I want us to get better at is I would love to have us, I think our friend Lynn posted on Instagram, this was a little while ago, that every night before she goes to bed, she like comets her kitchen sink. And I remember seeing that post and just thinking like, God, Lynn, you're making me look really bad.
I don't think we even own Comet. Like, let's
No.
be real clear.
No.
Oh my gosh.
The best thing that could happen to our house is that it would get hit by a comet.
Correct.
Like a literal comet that just like destroyed the filth.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
we are decent about keeping the dishes clean.
I will say
like
our house is not dirty.
Right.
And that's a difference. I've been in houses, and I think we've all been there, where it's like, ooh, like filth.
Yeah, you just feel dirty.
There's a difference between like filth and clutter. We do have a lot of clutter in our house, but it's not a filthy house.
Right. Like we dust and we vacuum often enough that it's not just like disgusting. But we don't have like a set schedule to do it, and I wish we did.
I do think that Missy helps with that because every now and then I'll like, you'll see Missy lay down on the floor and get up and she has like a piece of like lint on her and it's like, ah, crap, I need to vacuum.
We should probably vacuum.
If it's sticking to the cat, it's probably time to vacuum.
Right.
And so, yeah, so we do a pretty good job of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Other things that we're just not good at.
Cleaning our windows. And here's the thing. I really wish that we did a better job of cleaning our windows because we have such an amazing view.
The views are spectacular.
The views are spectacular from the whole east side of our house. It points directly at the mountains and it's beautiful, but there's always like this layer of dirt. Because we also live in a very windy place.
Yeah.
And so the windows are always getting pummeled with dirt and snow and stuff.
Yep.
And so, like, we just need to do much better. I feel like it's about once a year that we kind of, like, clean the windows, but it needs to be much more often than that because they get really gross.
Well, I would say that if it was even twice a year, if we did a spring and a fall cleaning of the windows,
yeah,
that would be, I think, really good.
Yep, I agree.
Because those are kind of the two seasons that I feel like they're at the worst.
And all of the windows, aside from our bedroom window, are so easy. We can reach every single window inside and out.
Yeah.
Our bedroom window, we have to actually climb out onto the carport, like through the window to get the outside of it. So it's a little bit more of a pain, but it's still not impossible.
Nope, I did it by myself last year.
Yeah, but like every other window in our house, you can stand in front of.
Yes, perfect. So I agree with you that.
We're just lazy. We just don't do it.
We just don't do it. Another thing that we are, and this is a weird one because we're really good at half of this and really bad at the other half, laundry.
Laundry.
You guys, we're really good at keeping laundry clean.
Yeah, we're really good about making sure we have clean clothes.
But then putting it away is another.
Putting it away is, we are awful at this.
It is really funny though, because I've posted about it now and talked about it in a few videos. And you guys have started sending me pictures of your laundry piles. And basically you're just like, oh no, don't even worry about it. Ours is much worse. It's actually really made me feel like a lot better because so many of you guys have been like, hey, thanks for showing that you don't live in like a perfect. In fact, that was a comment we had on YouTube recently was like, I'm so thankful that you guys don't present that you live in some like perfect magazine. I'm like, if that's the channel you want, we're not it.
We for sure do not.
Yeah, we're not it.
Yep. And I think it was actually, I saw that post on like when we redid our closet.
Yeah.
And I think that she was like, thank you for showing like you live in a real house with real clutter and real problems that you need to like solve. And I'm like, well, yep, we sure do. And I appreciate that about other people too, but like, yeah, thank God we don't have like children because I can't even imagine.
We barely keep ourselves alive.
We have mountains and mountains of clothing that's just ours. If we added more people on top of that, I can't even, like, we would have nowhere to be.
Let's talk changing bedding.
Oh, we're really bad at this too.
You know what's so strange about changing bedding is that it's one of those things that when you wash all of your bedding, that first night you crawl in it, it is like heaven.
It's so nice.
And every time I do it, I'm just like, why don't we do this all of the time?
Well, I mean, you're supposed to, like, every week?
Every week.
And we for sure don't.
We do not do every week.
We do not.
But when we do, it's so nice.
When we do, it's so nice. And I always appreciate it, and it's another load of laundry. Like, and again, like, we're great at doing laundry. We're just really bad about stripping our bed and doing all of that.
Now, what we have done or started and tried to do to help us with the laundry thing is basically tackle it one load at a time. Because what we've realized is that if we get 4, 5, 6 loads behind, it's just such a mountain that's overwhelming, and it's like, you know what, just put it at the end of the bed and we'll pick clean clothes from there for the week. Like, just,
which is what we do.
Which is what we do.
We dig through and find clean clothes.
Completely. And so we are trying to approach not just laundry, but a lot of cleaning in more like bite-sized chunks.
Yes.
Rather than letting things get so out of hand where it feels overwhelming, and now it's like, you know what, this is going to take all flippin' Saturday. It's like if we
just to do the laundry.
It's like even tonight, like so as we're recording this, it's about almost 9:00.
Yeah.
But when we're done with the podcast, if we took 15 minutes before bed and we're just like, you know what, let's tackle this one thing, we would be so glad we did.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing, is like, we never regret like having a clean house.
I was just gonna say, will we do that?
No.
No, we won't.
We for sure won't. But we do have a very small load of laundry that we need to put away.
So we can do that.
Tonight
what we can do is put away a load of laundry
before we go to bed. But it's in a basket on our bed.
So in order to sleep in the bed, we either have to move it to the floor, which is what we normally do, or actually be responsible and put it away.
Correct. Yeah. Is there anything else that we are just terrible at?
I don't think so, other than just like the deep cleaning, and I'll just use that term to cover all of the house. And I'm thinking wiping down baseboards. I'm thinking
vacuuming,
you know what I mean?
and like the edges.
That kind of stuff. The deep cleaning. We're good at vacuuming the main areas of the room, you know, getting the middle, getting the stairs, that kind of stuff.
Dusting all the main things.
All of that kind of thing. But like getting out the edger tool and going around like all of the baseboards.
Moving all the trinkets to dust under them.
All of that kind of stuff. That's where we're not good at.
Correct.
So I would say that's probably what we're the least good at.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Now, as far as divvying up, how do we? I feel like we're pretty equal.
I think we're pretty equal. I think that there are some things that I do a lot more. There are things that you do a lot more.
There are things that you do exclusively.
Like what?
I realize that we have lived in this house for almost 14 years, and I have never once actually taken down the trash.
Oh, no, I always do that.
Mostly because I can't. Like, it's bigger than me.
Well, you can.
But I will take, like, bags down.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, the way that we have like a trash can right outside of our front door or in our carport.
Like one of those big ones with like the rollers.
Yep, and then we have a dumpster kind of down near the entrance of our development. And so what we do is we put our trash bags in the trash can, and then when the trash can's full, I'll just wheel it down and throw all of our trash in the dumpster.
And dump it, yeah.
You've never done that?
I've never done that because it's too big for me.
That's so funny.
So I will take bags down. So like when you're gone, when I fill up a bag of trash here, like in the kitchen, I will take that bag down like as I leave for the day and throw it in the dumpster.
But before I leave, I always make sure that trash can is empty.
Yeah.
So that you can just put bags in there.
I know.
Oh.
And sometimes I do.
Okay.
But like if it's full, or if you forget to take it down or whatever and it's full, I will just take the bags down myself. But I don't take the big trash can down.
That's hilarious. I don't think I ever realized that.
Because I can't, I can't lift it.
You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Thanks. But also I can only reach like the first 2 bags on top, and I can't reach down in there because my arms are short.
That's so funny.
And so like I can't empty it.
Now that you're saying
so
that,
I just don't.
Thought of watching you battle a trash can sounds hilarious.
Also, it's February and March when you're gone.
True.
And that's not going to happen.
Nope.
Wheeling it through the slush.
So the other, I think that we divide other stuff up pretty equally, I would say. It's not really a chore, but like meals and stuff, I normally do most of those.
Yeah, mostly because of your schedule. Like you're just home more than me.
So it's easier for me to have dinner going.
We both kind of tackle the cat litter.
Yeah.
I know you think I don't, but I do. I really do.
Yeah.
You just gave me a look like you don't ever do that. I for sure do.
Okay. Missy just poops a lot, I guess.
She does, actually.
Yeah, so that's kind of how we don't have a chore where it's like, hey, this week you're doing these 5 things. Honestly, I do wonder if that would work for us.
That might help if we like actually had like a chart.
That it's like, this week I'm responsible for these 5 things.
Yep.
So
maybe
that could be an interesting
do
thing.
we get gold stars?
100. Well, that's the thing is like, to me, whatever has to happen in order to make it work. If you have to make like an old school kids chore chart, freaking do it.
Yeah.
Like if it helps you do that,
Yeah.
100% do it.
Yep.
So, you said there are no chores that you like doing?
Not really. I really don't like cleaning. I like being in a clean house. Okay, so here's the thing. Like when you are gone, I just clean up after myself.
Yeah.
Like
well, I was going to say, you don't do anything though.
I don't, well, I mean, I make my own meals usually.
Yeah, but you're not like doing things around the house that cause clutter or mess or anything. Really.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. But I always clean up after myself if I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there's not any dishes in the living room because I clean up after myself. Like I fold the blankets after I'm done. Like I'm much better about doing that when I'm the only one home.
Interesting.
Which is interesting.
You're better by yourself than you are with somebody else.
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
Yeah. And I think part of it is like, I don't know, like, you know, if we're eating in the living room, if we're eating dinner in the living room and watching something, then our plates just sort of stay there. And so we're like, oh yeah, those need to go downstairs like the next day.
It's not like as soon as dinner's over, get up and take them downstairs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which is kind of what I do when I'm here by myself.
Mm-hmm. That's super interesting to me. I actually enjoy a lot of, well, here's the thing. One of the things that I enjoy about cleaning, and I think is one of the things that annoys you, is I love having my AirPods in and like a podcast or music that's loud, but I don't want to be disturbed. And so it's like, I don't want anybody to talk to me. Like, let me have my like 2 hours of podcast time and don't bother me. But you like me to be available.
Well, yeah.
And so like, I don't want to be, I want to just listen to a podcast and put laundry away and clean. And so even if we're in the same room, like putting laundry away, for that to be like an enjoyable thing for me, it's like I would prefer to have like a podcast in my ear, or
like your own music. I want music on, but
we just have very different music.
Yeah,
like we have very different tastes in music, and so for me, I genuinely enjoy, like tonight even if I could put my AirPods in and put like one of my podcasts, a true crime podcast, or like my music. It's like, boom, let me clean the kitchen. Or let me, you know what I mean? Like, of course I'm going to mop the floor because I got to find out who did this murder. like, of course, naturally I'm going to do that.
That's really funny.
And so I love cleaning when when it gives me time to, like in some ways, cleaning is what I do while I get to listen to my stuff.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And so that's,
all right.
Yeah, so.
I can see that.
But then Sherry's like, take your AirPods out.
I want to talk to you.
Like, I'm trying to fold socks. Sherry, let me fold my socks.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Any other cleaning thoughts?
I don't think so. This was kind of a weird podcast, but it was something that we were just sort of discussing. And like, I feel like it's something that, you know, everybody deals with. Everybody has to clean.
So what I want to know from you guys, and actually one of the things I want from this podcast is your help. Because I know a lot of you guys are like us, and that's one of the reasons that you watch or that you listen, is that we don't for a flipping second pretend that we have all of our ish together, because we don't. Watch our video and you'll see that.
Right.
We struggle with chores, we struggle with laundry, we struggle with doing things that we should be doing because gosh darn it, I just want to like sit and binge a show. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And so,
read my books.
Yeah, what are tips that you guys have? Are there things that have helped you just be better organized when it comes to like cleaning, and especially when it comes to that cleaning routine?
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a calendar or a schedule. Again, we're really good at picking up. We're really good at surface stuff. Mm-hmm. We're not good at deep cleaning on the regular.
Correct. Yeah.
And so
we don't have kids, and so we don't really have like the chore chart where everybody has like their chores.
No.
But I think maybe we should, because
honestly, I think that would really help.
Yeah.
I think that us owning things where it's like, oh, Sherry does the dishes, I do this. You know what I mean? Like I think that would be not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys think. I want to know your thoughts on, have you found anything that is like this? Or are you the kind of person who's just like, oh no, my house is always perfect and clean and I always love it. And if that's the case, can we pay you?
Would you come to our house and just clean our house?
Would you be willing to come to our house for $20 an hour and clean, please?
Correct.
Because I am not above paying for things that I just don't want to do so that I have time and energy to do the things that I do want to do.
Yes, right.
One of the things I don't want to do is clean the frickin' baseboards.
I sure don't.
Those are so far down for me.
Well, they're far down for me. Like, I still have to get on the floor to clean them.
That's how we should divide the house.
Oh, that's not nice.
No, height. I go high to cobwebs. You go low to baseboards.
So you're going to clean all the walls?
Yep. I get, how tall are you? 4'1"?
Okay.
I get 4
Wow.
feet. I get 4 feet up. You get 4 feet down. Maybe that's what we need to do. Just divide. We're going to.
Yeah, but I also like how the cat litter and the toilets and
Sherry.
the floors and most of the things that have to be dusted are below the 4-foot line.
Sorry, Sherry. I don't make the rules.
Wow. No, you did. You
literally
just made
Sorry, Sherry. That's the way God intended it to be.
Oh, boy.
So, friends, let us know in the comments. And the way you do this is you head over to YouTube, you search LeggLife Podcast, you find this episode, Household Chores, and in the comment section of that video, let us know what works for you when it comes to chores.
What is your routine?
You can also email us at legglife@gmail.com. If you have a chore chart you think would be fun, if you have a good lead on gold stickers, gold stars that would motivate both of us.
Correct.
Because this is something that we want to be better at.
Yes.
We admit that we are not good, and we want to be better, and we would love your help on ways that you have found to be better.
Yes.
So, friends, thanks for listening to our super random Household Chores podcast. We are going to end this podcast, and we are for sure not going to clean baseboards, but here's my promise to you guys. We are going to go. As soon as I hit stop, we're going to go upstairs. We're going to put away the little laundry.
Yes, it's not a very big load. And so it won't take us it won't take us very long.
We can do it tomorrow.
Well, I know we can, but we're not going to.
Fine, we'll go do it. All right, friends, we love you. Bye.
Bye.